Welcome back to The Real Room, where we don't just tell stories, we unpack them, we feel them, and we learn from them. I'm your host, Lucretia Mitchell, and in this episode, I'm sitting down with a woman whose life is living proof that what you survive can shape what you serve. She's an educator, creative, mentor, mother, and a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority Incorporated. Jacklyn Noiel is all of these and more, but before the titles came the lessons. She knows what it's like to grow up holding on to the innocence of childhood, even when the world tried to strip it away too soon. She knows the power of the right people showing up at the right time, like the amazing couple who took her in, helping her to see there was more she could be. She knows what it's like to walk through the darkness of trauma while still trying to stand tall in the light of sisterhood, college dreams, and womanhood. And then there's her beautiful gift as a photographer, a gift so pure and intentional that it's gotten national attention. Her lens doesn't just take pictures, it tells stories. It preserves moments and honors truths that words can't always hold. Through it all, Jacqueline remains, in her own words, thankful for the people who watered me. That gratitude has grown into her own purpose, pouring into the youth she lovingly calls her babies and showing up with pride for her own child. As she told me herself, I'm being that thing that I needed. This conversation is about what it means to be seen, to be held, and to be reminded that you were always enough. Let's get into it. Welcome, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm here.
Hey, that's all right. Showing up.
I am
showing
here.
up still counts. Trust me, showing up still counts.
Man, no, thank you so much for being on here. I want to just publicly say I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And so if you don't know, if y'all see these pictures, all of the branding for The Real Room, that's her, photographer right there. So thank you so much. So before we could dive into everything, I want to ask you this or that. Okay. So would you prefer to spend the rest of your life doing photography or teaching? Ooh. I know that's a hard one.
That is very hard.
I know. And you can do both. Listen, this your space.
Listen, I love both, but I would go with, I can't even say it because I feel like I'm betraying one by doing the other. So it's like, listen, I love them both.
And that's your answer.
Say yes, because it's hard to choose. When I tell you I love both, working with them kids, that gives me life. Yeah. I'm changing lives. I may not be a doctor, but I am changing lives every day.
Most definitely.
With photography, I get to see the world through my lens. And I love that. I love the space that I go to when I'm creating these images, the energy I give to my clients and things like that. So it's really hard to choose between one or the other when they both water me.
Listen, come on, water me.
They do. They're so good for me. It's dope when you love what you do.
Yeah.
And I tell my kids that, like, I let them know I love you. I love being here. Like, this is somewhere I want to be.
Yeah.
I grew up, I had teachers, I didn't think they liked kids or teachers.
So why are you doing this?
Yeah. So I'm very intentional with making sure that my kids know, no, I want to be here. I look forward to being here when I get here every day. I've had different jobs where I would get a headache the moment I pulled up, or I would hate it. And with education, I don't feel that. There's challenges and things of that nature, but my kids, they make it all worth it.
I love that. And I'm glad you explained that.
Yes.
Because I challenged you in that way because I know you love both to the core. And so that just makes you the amazing woman that you are. And I want to dive into that. So I want to give people a little bit of context. Jay is, and I call her Jay, so there's that. But she's my soror. and she has been my photographer. So like I said, all the branding, but you just have a powerful story and one that I believe can truly help more people. And so I wanted you to come on this platform and share that. And so this is your space at this moment to be able to do that. You do it each and every day in the work that you do. And so this is an opportunity for it to reach more people.
Yes.
And as I always say, reach the one that it's intended.
Right.
And so I definitely want to dive into it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. When you think back to your earliest lessons as a child, what stands out most, the innocence or the survival?
The most would definitely be the survival. I spent a good amount. I feel like I'm just coming out of survival mode. And I even had a therapist tell me that I'm, you know, there was a space where I survived everything that I had went through, but I was still in that survival mode. I had to grow up at a young age. I had to see a lot. I'm from Enid, small town here in Oklahoma, born and raised.
Come on.
I'm the third of four. I have two older brothers, a younger sister. She is an artist. My older brothers, my eldest brother is still incarcerated. My other brother, he lives here. And we grew up in a very traumatic situation. My parents were both drug addicts. My dad being also an alcoholic, and then there's a lot of abuse, fighting going on in the house. And so for my oldest brothers, I feel like they kind of went through the most with that because they were older and seen it firsthand. I was younger once these things really started to take place, but it was just a lot. My mom was in and out of prison my whole childhood. And so I grew up with an entirely different family. And so survival would be what I said for me is most forefront of my mind.
Yeah. You kind of shared on it, and it's a great segue into my next question. But before that, when we talk about just your journey and what you went through at a young age, what was the first time, or how old were you as far as the first time that your mom did go to jail?
Ooh. The first time I had to be like 3.
Okay.
She had been on drugs. There was a lot going on. She was just had so much going on, and she got sentenced. At that time, I went to go stay with the Branches, the family that took me in. And when I say they took me in, it wasn't like a court appointment. No, these people wanted me, took me in, and made me their family. And I'm thankful for that because they kept me so safe. And it was a different type of upbringing. But my mom went to prison then, and then she came home when I was 5. And so when she came home, I went to go live with her for a while. And I'm a mama's girl. So my mama could do no wrong about it. It's like I was really so naive as to the things that was going on in my life because my mama was just my mama. Yeah. And so when she came home, you know, she really knew. She was like, I got 4 kids. I got to take care of these kids. I got to make something happen. Yeah. So at that time, she started selling drugs. And she became like big in the drug game. And then she got busted. She was set up and then she got busted. Now, I'm in 2nd grade when this is going, this next time when she got sentenced. And so she didn't I didn't know this was going on. Like she didn't, I don't know how.
You didn't see it.
I didn't. Like even my younger sibling, she knew. And it's so crazy. I was really always in La La Land because it was just like, you know, I'm with my mama. So I'm good. You know, I'm with my mama. But she, the day she got sentenced, the last time I was in my 2nd grade, and I was really going through it in school. Like I was being picked on. I had a horrible teacher. I was trying to talk to my mom about these things, but she was going through so much at that time and I didn't know it. Yeah. And so I remember the day she was going for sentencing. And we were at my grandma's house, and my brothers, they already knew. They knew what was going on. They were older. They were teenagers at this time. And so she told us what was going on. I'm 7 now. So I've had 2 good years with my mom. She told us she was leaving, and this time she was going to be gone for a long time. And so it broke me. It broke me so deep. Yeah. And being a kid and having emotions and feelings like that, it was very heavy. And so, she told me I had the option to stay with my grandmother or go with the branches. And, I thought I would stay with my grandmother, with my siblings and everything. But my grandma called the branches and they came and got me. It was never no fuss. They didn't want anything, any handouts, any checks, anything. Only thing they asked for is that I had my Medicaid covered and they would take care of the rest.
Yeah.
And so, it was a blessing to have that. But as a kid, losing your mom, it's only those who have had parents who are incarcerated can understand.
Yeah.
And I'm 7 and all this going on. So I go to the sentencing date where they actually give her how much time. And I'll never forget the moment she fell out when they told her they gave her 35 years in prison. And that was more than a person. At that time, that was more than life.
Yeah.
So I just remember I never seen my mama break down like that.
Yeah.
And I knew this time is different.
Yeah.
I spent my life going back and forth, and it was a life. Like, I'm spoiled over here. I'm spoiled over there. I don't mind going between the two.
But
when the option is gone, it was gone.
Yeah.
And that was hard. Being a kid, going into penitentiaries, I've been doing that all my life. It feels like between my mom, my brothers, my friends, it has been something I've done for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about, I want to back up real quick. You mentioned your grandmother calling the branches. What I know you were young, so it may not have fully processed at the time, but now looking back on that, how do you feel about that, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm grateful now.
Yeah.
I was held then because I was a kid who didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why my grandma was keeping my siblings and not me. You've got all 3 of them over there. Why not me? But she was old too. This is my great grandmother. This is not my mom's mom.
Yeah,
but this is her mother to her. But this is my great grandmother and my great grandfather. And I get it now.
Yeah.
And the branches, they were good to me.
Yeah.
When I tell you they took care of me, I didn't want for anything. But it was hard because my mom, she was an authoritarian. She was very strict. And I used to be like, I didn't understand why she went so hard about things. But when I got older, I'm so thankful we were able to sit down and talk about that. And, her biggest thing was she didn't want me to follow the same path that I had been going, having in my family direction. And she wanted me to do something different.
Yeah.
She wanted to be that monumental thing in my life that turned things around for me. And she was. That family was. They helped me out so much. And I didn't see that as a kid because it's like, my mama gone. I really don't know my daddy like that.
Yeah.
And my siblings is over at my grandma's house. Now, my sister, she lived up the street, went to the same school. They kept me, they pulled me in. We went to the same public school, me and my sister. So we would see each other every day at school.
Okay.
But we were totally different. And so me and my mom, Yvonne, she had to go to the school and tell them, listen, because my brothers got in a lot of trouble. They were wild.
Yeah.
My eldest brother took a gun to elementary school and he was expelled.
Really?
Expelled from school. My other brother, he was just a problem at times. And so she had to go to the school to explain, listen, she's different. She's in a different atmosphere. It's not going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
And, it was like that. And then my sister got to school and my sister was crazy. She would always send stuff. But, we are so different. We are the complete opposites, but we're like yin and yang. We complete each other in that way. But girl, she got to school and she was just a firecracker. But that was my protector too, because I was at a new school. Some of the kids just they kind of knew my situation a little bit and would low-key pick on me.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. And my sister, she was always my protector. She would be like, I'm crying, breaking down crying about girls doing stuff to me. And she's like, who did it?
Yeah.
And she ready to fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you are
sister.
little. What are you trying to do? But she's always been my ride or die.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that. But it was just a big transition going from my mom's to the branches. And it was a lot more structure there. Not that my mom didn't have, she just had so much going on with the cases. And then my brothers, they kind of got in a lot of trouble. They had already watched so much with my mom and my dad growing up. And then my grandparents, they did the best they could do.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
The streets will welcome you. The streets will love you. And so I understand why a lot of kids get sucked into the streets because it is home for them. It is family for them. And that is kind of what happened with my brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. How did the amazing couple, Miss the Branches, shift your perspective on who you could be and what you could do?
It was so different because, like I said, that structure was there. And I've always just been me. I was different, bubbly kid, big personality.
Yeah.
I felt like I was living with the Winslows. They already had kids. So my dad, he was the chief of police at the high school.
And we're talking about, just so the people know, the Branches.
Yes,
The people
Melvin
that took
Branch,
you.
my
Yes.
father. He was the chief of police. My mom, she was mostly a stay-at-home mom. She did like a call center job for a little while, a few years.
Okay.
But it was optional because my dad, he was a provider.
Yeah.
He took care of us. They had 2 kids already. They had Keisha and Delvin.
Okay.
And then they took me in. And then I have another sister who they took in later on, Shonda. And so that was all 4 of us. That's our family dynamic with the Branches. You wouldn't know that we weren't blood related.
Yeah.
Like they were always really good to me. I'm thankful, but they just gave me stability and something that shifted me in a different direction. You know, I'm thankful for that. I didn't see the same things that I saw with my mom that I did with the Branches. You know, it was just structure. It was completely different.
Yeah. Let me ask you this now, years later, and everything that you and your mom have gone through. I know you're still a mama's girl.
I am.
Yes.
Both my mamas.
Yeah.
I'm a mama's girl to both my mamas.
What is that relationship like now with your biological mother?
Let me tell you some things. Me and my mom, I have always been just under my mama so much. So the hardest thing about her being incarcerated was, you go visit. That visit is 2 hours at most, and then you have to leave. And it's like, you can't just pick up the phone and call.
Yeah.
You wait for letters. It's hard. But when my mom came home from prison, she was sentenced 35 years. She did 7 years, 7.5 years, I believe. And she came home. And when she came home, she was so focused, like, I'm not going back. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to turn. And she worked.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I watched that woman tear herself down for jobs. She mowed lawns. She cleaned houses.
Come on.
She worked in warehouses, multiple warehouses, a night shift, a morning shift.
No excuses.
There was, she did, and not only that, she took care of my grandparents as they started to pass. Like the moment she came home, I don't think my grandmother lasted a few months before she passed away. And it was like, my grandma knew. She told her, like, I need you here.
Yeah.
And my mom, like, girl, my grandma, her house was like, it was so just tore up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, she was old.
Yeah.
She got these kids. My brothers is in the streets. She trying to keep up with that. Yeah. And my sister is a little firecracker.
Yeah.
Give her hell. But she's like, she's taking care of them. She's doing the best she could. But it was like, we didn't have no cable. It was bad roaches. It was just so much. And so when my mom came home, that broke her spirit. But she got on the grind. She took care of us. Yeah. She took care of, like I said, my grandma every day. When it got so bad and she went to the nursing home, my mama would go to work, both her jobs, leave them jobs, go to the nursing home and care for my grandmother. And watching a woman like that was so dynamic. Like, I never seen anybody just grind like that. Yeah. Like, she's really the man and the woman in the house. I mean, my dad wasn't there, but when my mama, she was all that I felt like I needed, because she was everything. She did it all. And to have that type of example, it really played a part on me. Before my mom came home, my hygiene things, it was just so much I wasn't doing. I didn't know. And when she came home, she started teaching me these things that I needed to do as a woman. Like, she would be on me about, don't have no chip nail polish. And I'd be like, why she worried about chip nail polish? And see, my mom's a lesbian, so I'm like, why is you only wearing nail polish? Why are you wearing image? She was like, no, you don't walk around like that. You look like a lady. And I'm like, okay, but she instilled that in us. Yeah. And so always good, but then I got pregnant. And all of these feelings came up. That void, that space where she was going really hurt me. And I never felt that before. Like, I never thought that bothered me. I thought that was just part of my journey.
Explain that. What was it? Because in my mind, I would think if I got pregnant, now I'm happy to be able to give what I felt like at times I didn't get.
I just felt like I missed you. I've felt like I've had borrowed time with my mom because the prison, you being in and out of prison and then becoming a mom is scary. Like I haven't always had you. How can I be the constant in my child's life when I haven't had that? Now, granted, I did have Yvonne, but it's just so much in my life. And all of these feelings is, so we would bump heads. Girl, I got pregnant. We would just be bumping heads. And I have been healing and working through things, and we're in a good space. Like, I love my mama so much. She's so good. It's just when some of those things, I never thought those things bothered me. Her going to prison, I never thought any of that was a big deal. I just thought, you know, everybody go through this. Right. Everybody got stories. This is just something everybody else go through. But no, I wouldn't be the woman I am today without her. Now, I'm not exactly like her because my mama, she's very meticulous. She's very militant. Like, we call her the warden. Like, me and my sister be like, we in the correctional facility because the warden in here tripping. But, you know, she didn't play. Like, I'm not, and I'm thankful for that. Like, my mom would be have her foot on our necks. Girl, she didn't play. Like, I knew if I had to deal with getting in trouble at school or with the police or deal with friends, I wasn't finna do that. Like, she didn't play. I had two mamas who didn't play at all. And I'm thankful for just in two different ways, though. Very different. But we're good. My mom, she's going through health things. And it's just, you know, watching your parents age. And I just want to be there for her the way I watched her be there for other people. But she's so independent. I'm good. I don't need no help. I got this.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all ain't finna do this. And, you know, I'm just like, Mom, I just want to help you. I just want to do what you taught me to do. Because I've watched you do this with people. And I just want to be there for you in the way that you've been there for others.
That's beautiful. I love the grace and the forgiveness that I hear in your voice. Like, that's big because I know a lot of people that are walking around still with that pain and that hurt. I know people pass away and it's never spoken. You know what I mean? So for you to be able to have these moments with your mom and y'all be able to talk through, and there's probably going to be many more moments that it's like, oh, okay, I never felt that before. What is that like? But I just encourage you to continue to water, you know, pour into your mom and allow her to water you as well as y'all go through this journey. It's beautiful.
I'm blessed. Like, what I love, my daughter and my mom are like this. You know, I love it so much because I'm like, my baby gets the best version of my mom. She don't know old school friends. She don't know the stuff. And my mom, she's very open. My mom never kept anything from her. So she'll tell my baby, yes, I was in prison. I was doing stuff I had no be. And my baby like, did you know mama went to jail? Girl, yes, I know. And you know, but I love like the way she loves my baby. Is like, my baby deserved that. I feel like my baby deserved all the best things in the world. And she gets that from my mom. And I'm like, that's a blessing. That helps our relationship. I love that. It's a blessing to be able to pick up the phone and have a rough day and call my mom because I just want to hear her voice. And sometimes you just need your mama. Baby. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. I love that. Let me ask you this. How has your relationship and just what you've been through helped you to be a better mom to your daughter?
Girl, becoming a mother was frightening. I never knew if I wanted to be, like, I knew I wanted to be a mom, but I didn't know when that part of my journey was going to happen. Right. I was, you know, I'm just having a good life. I done went to college. I'm traveling. I'm having fun. I don't know about kids. Right? Like, that's just a lot. My friends got to have babysitters.
Yeah. No, that ain't my life.
Girl, so I found I had got a new OB and I had found out I had
PCOS, fibroids.
Fibroids.
Yes.
Never heard of this. Doctor came in, brand new doctor, and she was like, I had been in the hospital earlier that year for food poisoning. And then, you know, they do all the x-rays and all the stuff. And so she came in and she was like, well, did anybody ever tell you had fibroids? And I was like, no, what is that? You know, she explained it and she was like, well, this is probably why you're having the periods you're having like heavy and, you know, so the cramps is bad. So I'm like, okay. She's like, well, we can remove them if you want to. And I'm like, okay, this is surgery. I've never, other than having my girlfriend, I've
Experience,
never
yeah.
had no surgery for real. And so she removed them, and they were so large. Like, she had planned to she only seen 2 on the ultrasound. When she went in, there were 4 large ones, but they were like hanging off of my uterus like a lollipop, so big. And one of them was like the size of a tennis ball. It was, I'm like, how can something that big be in your body and you not know it? And she told me, if you want to have kids, I suggest you start thinking about that now. I wouldn't wait for something like that. Girl, I'm like, now my husband was already ready. He was ready to have some kids.
Yeah.
His family was ready. I'm like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I don't know that I can have a kid. Like, I don't know what this looks like. But I remember I prayed on it, and it rained. And I seen this rainbow. And I remember Anita Baker playing. I just told my husband to pull over. It was just the sign that I needed. And when I found out I was pregnant, it was just like so much going on in my life at that time. I'm not gonna lie. It was just a dark period. I'm not gonna lie. So that was my ray of light during that time. And pregnancy was hard.
Yeah.
I went through so many things. Everything you could have and go through. Preeclampsia, gestational diabetes.
Goodness
all
gracious.
of those things. And so it's like,
Yeah.
Not to mention what it does to your body afterwards. It's so much, but
people don't understand that.
Listen, because people don't talk about,
baby.
Listen,
my body has been through the ringer.
They don't talk about the things that your body, I feel like even in my back, I had an epidural, there's still a numb spot in my back. I scratch it, and I'm like,
what
I can't feel
Why does
nothing
it feel like
I really think I'm crazy, and I'm like,
no, that's
I can't
real.
feel nothing right there.
That's real.
But being a mother, there is no other thing in the world. Like, of all the things I could be, I am so honored to be their child's mother. Like, God really blessed me with my baby.
She's beautiful.
She challenges me.
My God.
She is so gorgeous, and I love. But she's such a ray of sunshine, and it's just her. So she's so far advanced, and that's just my girl. Nobody in this world loves me the way my child does, and it's like that's such a blessing. To anybody who's like, having that opportunity, it's a blessing. But I understand those who choose not to, because it's so much. Well, everybody's journey is different.
It's different.
As for me, I'm thankful for my baby. And I'm thankful for having 2 great mothers who showed me how, they poured into me differently. It showed me how to be a mother. And so for me, this journey, but it's always constantly, I just want to be good. I just want to be better for you than what I had. Like, and it's a struggle because I'm always hard on myself about things. But it's like, my baby always lets me know I'm doing a good job. And she tells me, I love you and you the best in the world. I'm like, you know what? That's all I need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I'm doing good.
That's all that matters.
Yes.
And just from what I see, she is a beautiful being, and you guys are doing an amazing job thus far. So kudos to y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, because we can stay there for a long time.
Girl,
okay, I already know. We start talking about our kids. It's like, baby. Okay, if you could go back and speak to little Jacqueline, what would you tell her in the moment of uncertainty?
This too shall pass. Everything that you're going through, it's not permanent. It's very temporary. There have been so many dark times in my life where I felt like, God, what is this for? I question God a lot. But when I tell you God has gotten me through so many things. And even in my darkest times, in those moments, when I was a little girl, all I had was God in that space. And for me to be so young and to feel the way I felt and feel about God was just like crazy. It was really crazy faith. And I'm thankful to my grandparents because, girl, my grandparents, even when I stayed with my biological mom, girl, they would come pick us up on Sunday, take us to church. They had us in church regularly, you know? And so I'm active in church and things of that nature. And I'm thankful for that. But if I could go back, I would definitely just tell, this too shall pass. It's not going to always be like this. If you can see yourself later, you're going to be so happy.
Baby.
You'll never believe what you're going to do. For real. I'm not, rich or anything, but I'm blessed. I really am. Like, I never thought I'd have my own house or be able to buy a car, just simple things. Because I didn't think that far. Like, that it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. And I'm just like, girl, all that worrying you did, and
Yeah.
God had you the whole time.
Come on. I think you said something, I'm not rich. You are rich. You're rich.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to be very clear on that.
Yes.
You are rich.
Monetarily.
Okay.
That way. You're right. Because it's so much better to be rich in love and all of those.
Exactly.
And I'm so blessed with that.
Exactly. Just your impact and your influence from what I've seen, you definitely are blessed, and you are a blessing. And so for me, when I could give two craps about the cars and the houses, like, is it nice? Yeah, it's great, to have. But the fact that I am a positive human being that's doing great work within our community, like that's all I need.
That's it. You're right.
I'm good.
You're
so I want to make sure you know.
Oh yes,
you are rich, baby.
Yes, just the monetary.
Yeah, just the monetary, maybe not the money.
But very blessed, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Okay. How did you balance your own healing while still showing up for your college life, sorority, and everything that came with it? And what I want to get into is just diving in everything at that time you were going through and how you were having to navigate that.
I did not.
Yeah.
It was
Come on, speak on it. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Going to college, I'm the first in my family, my mom's kids, to graduate high school.
Yeah.
So going to college and not going to the streets was a big shift because, that's what I grew up, that's what I knew.
Right.
Not even just grew up, because in my household, my older sister and brother, they both graduated high school with the branches. They didn't go to school. They lived very good. Like my brother Delvin with the branches, he went to the Navy.
Okay.
And my sister, she traveled. She lives a very well life. But nobody really went to college. So me doing that was hard. It was different. So navigating that process, trying to figure out FAFSA, scholarships, signing horrible loans, death row loans with Sally Mae, and now I'm paying Mohel or whoever else. It's like that whole process was so stressful because I didn't get it, but I know how to do school. Yeah. So I can go to school. Girl, I thought when I left high school, I'm like, I'm going to Spelman. Me and my two best friends, we finna get an apartment and live together. And girl, I got that rejection letter. It was like, okay. Not going to Spelman. Okay. Right. But I didn't have no backup plan because I'm dreaming big. Like, I'm finna go to Atlanta when I graduate high school. And no. So there's a college in my hometown called Northern Oklahoma College. I enrolled there. It just made sense. I went to school there. They had dorms, and even though I lived in town, I was like, I'm gonna stay at the dorm, which cost me more. But I wanted the full college experience, and I was thankful for that. I got my associates there, did 2 years there, very active. I was the volleyball manager. I got a scholarship for that. Then the dean, he saw this light in me and gave me one of his family scholarships. I'm so thankful for that. Boomer Appleman, thank you.
Oh, come on.
Him and his family, I'm thankful for that. And then I became student body president at that time. And he would send me to like these conferences. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just me because I'm coming from this little school. Yeah. And, it's just amazing the way people have saw things in me to give me an opportunity like that. And so with that, I'm like, okay, I finished. I got my associates. I'm finna go to Alcorn. So, let me head to Mississippi. So I go to Mississippi, and I found out at that time I was going to major in broadcast journalism. But then I found out the program wasn't accredited. I'm going through my whole orientation enrollment process, and they tell me this, and this breaks my spirit. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I want to get away from Oklahoma, but I don't want to waste my money and time, So I came back. My sister had just enrolled. She had just finished. She went to NOC too. And then she was like, well, I'm going to Langston. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to Langston too.
Here I come.
I went to Langston. And it was a lot for me at first. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. It was so many things going on. And then I was kind of I just stayed in my room. Yeah. But then I got involved in theater. I loved my professor, Dr. Benjamin Bates. He was amazing. That was just my class to be free and to be me. Yeah. But it was my getaway. I started doing plays and things, but I I couldn't make it through the process. I was like, I'm leaving Langston. It was just hard. Me and my sister struggling. You know, the branches took care of us. They was buying us food. I go home. My mom was washing our clothes. Like we had so much support, but it was just a struggle.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna go to OSU. Why? I thought that would make it better. No, at this time, my dad's cancer had got worse. My dad had been diagnosed my senior year in high school with prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And so at this time, he started going through radiation.
Right.
And it was just a whole process. So I'm at Stillwater going through that. And it's like, okay, I hated it. I was at Stillwater. The classes were different. They were so much larger. I just hated it. Like I couldn't relate. I had no classes that I didn't like. I had jobs. I worked for a bail bonds company, and I worked as a hostess at Giuseppe's. But I was just so miserable. And I was going through heartbreak. And so that summer, I decided to go to Arizona with I had a cousin. My mom was like, well, your cousin lives in Arizona and he would love to have you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But my cousin is older. Like these folks is old enough to be my parents. But, you know, welcomes me in like that. This is one family member I have. Like, he's different. Like, he's the bright light in the family. He's so positive, optimistic. He's telling me about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's talking to me about all these things. And I'm like, I don't know if she's talking about Cousin Rodney, but thank you. But he's pouring into me, and I'm thankful for that. But I decide I'm going back to Langston. Like, I need to get back to Langston and finish what I started there. I just feel like I need to do that. Not to mention, Langston for me was special because my mentor in our soror, Anika Creighton, that was somebody who inspired me. That was another reason why I wanted to go to Langston, because she went there. She became a Delta there. I didn't even know what Deltas was before I met her. I met her through the Big Brother Big Sister program at church. And, you know, she took that program very seriously. And then she got online and I didn't hear from her. Yeah. And so she calls me and she's like, I'm so sorry you haven't heard from me. I was like, okay, girl, you just did what
you didn't left me.
Girl, she came, and when she was done, she came back and she would do so many things to me. But girl, she would take me to these homecoming experiences. I'm a teenager. And I'm kicking it with the Deltas, and I'm at these college parties. And I'm like, this is beautiful. But when I went there, at first I didn't see that. Like, that just wasn't my experience. So it was hard, but I didn't give Langston a real chance. I didn't get out there and do the work that I needed to do. I really didn't walk in my purpose at that time when I was there. So I went back. I stayed with a friend. I finally got my uncle. He helped me go down there to figure out if they would accept me with the bill and then take like some from my refund to help me stay. And I just got back on track. And then I decided to pledge. I was like, okay, I'm going to pledge. And, you know, my mama, she like, what is that? She don't know, let me see it. She like, okay, what's that? And so that was a lot at that time too, because I just went through so many things, growing mentally, emotionally, just shedding so many different things. And it was a lot, but I'm thankful for my line sisters. I've never had an experience like that in my life. And having women who you can relate to, or women who are from different walks of life from you, but that you can connect with, that's such a beautiful thing. I never thought I would see or have an experience like that. And it's been a real blessing. I love my line sisters. Shout out to 28 EOD. They've been good to me, and I'm thankful for that experience. But again, for me, this is a time where so many things are coming up too. And so I remember being with my line sister, my best friend, Marilyn, and we just started opening up to each other. And she was the first person I had expressed to that I had been sexually abused. I never talked about that. It had been like a secret. And so it had kept me sick for so long. I didn't realize that I was carrying this heavy bag because it was just a secret I kept. And I don't know why that was something that started coming up in me, but then I was like, okay, I need to get some help. Like, I need to work through this because I really want to be better. I don't want to carry this baggage around. I don't want to be the bag lady. I want to be healthy. And so Langston had wellness and behavior services. You can go for free. You can go see a counselor for free. So I would go see Dr. McEwen once a week. And so I started therapy. But before that, I had my first, that I realized, panic attack. I was in Page Hall and I was doing some work stuff, and girl, I'm thinking I'm finna die. Like, why do I feel just overwhelmed?
Baby.
Not just,
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I need that
Help,
support.
yeah.
So therapy was so good for me. I never knew all along that was something that I needed. And so I'm grateful that, Langston offered something like that for free, and that I could go and enjoy those services for as long as I was there. And Dr. McEwen really helped me heal through a lot of things, and I'm thankful for that.
People don't understand, I think, I hear all the things about therapy, and I talk about, honestly, like, I'll go to therapy. Like, I need it. Okay.
Yes.
And being someone that was also sexually abused at a young age, I'm like you. I didn't realize the weight that I was carrying at the time until I finally said it out loud. And I remember that first time of saying, okay, this happened to me, to someone that I loved, right? And I just remember the freedom in that. Like,
it is.
Oh my God.
It's like that song "Break Every Chain." It is a moment like that.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh my God, it's, I don't have to carry this around anymore.
Yep. I don't. It's not mine.
It's not, and that it makes, to be able to talk about it and to be open and to live in that and know I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor of these things. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
For a lot of time, again, I questioned God why I had to go through things like that. But for the space that I'm in now, it's full circle. And it's like, I understand.
I get it.
God needed me to go through these things to help other people, to lift other people up who are going through the same thing. And I didn't get that, but now I get it.
I get it.
I completely understand.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And for anybody out there that has experienced something like that, I feel like you just told them everything that needed to be said, but there may be something else that you want to say to them, because I think people carry this shame and this weight, of embarrassment, whatever the case may be. What would you tell someone that is carrying that right now? What would you tell them to do?
To let it go. Don't let that secret keep you sick.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do to let that go, whether it's therapy, whether it's writing, whether it's confronting, whatever that is for you, you do that.
Yeah.
Don't protect anyone. You protect your peace, and you do what needs to be done for you to feel safe and to not carry that baggage around, because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy for people to go through things like that and talk about it. Not men or women. Like they all go through it.
Yeah.
And from my journey and experience, you have a room full of 10 women, and at least 8 of those women have experienced that in one way or another. And it's like, sometimes it's just talking about it. Let someone else feel safe to open up about it.
Yeah.
And I just say, let it go.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to that. Don't let it keep you sick. Don't live in that space. If you just need to tell a friend, a partner, whoever you need to get that out to, do it. If it's just you and God, do it. But don't hold on to that. Don't carry that weight, because it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's a heavy burden to carry.
Whew. People don't understand, but I know there are some out there that needed to hear that. So thank you so much. Yes. What were some of the darkest moments you experienced in that time as you were going through college? And I feel like you talked about this, but how did you find your way back to the light?
I just kept going. I didn't stop. I didn't let those things break me or stop me. I watched my mama go through all these things and still watched her persevere and push through. Like, you know what? Things got to happen. And my story is a lot, but my mom is so much. And it's like, if she can go through all of those things and still just have this crazy journey and still be here, I'm gonna be okay. Right. I am. And so I got myself, my mom had helped me out. She kept giving me cars, helping me out, all this stuff. So, I had, I finished college and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was like, hey, I don't know what my plans are. I was like, I got this degree, these degrees, but I don't, I didn't do any internships or anything like that. And so I went home, I went back to Enid, and I went to work with my mom. Now, my mom is a hard manual laborer. So she's working in a warehouse. I'm talking about doing manual labor. She's the head of the warehouse. She's grinding. So she put me on, got me a job. Girl, I lasted at that job 3 days. I don't even think I made it the third day and still wanted my check, okay? Still wanted my check, like, listen. But when I had left school, before I even went home, my major was corrections, criminal justice corrections. And so I went for my first interview with Logan County.
Yeah.
And so, girl, for your interview, they walk you through the entire jail and all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is a different side of the jail I've seen. I've only seen the visitor room.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this a lot. And then, they give me this whole spiel and they're like, okay, and you'll have to be tased and pepper spray. And I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna work.
I'm not gonna
be able to do this.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang, I just wasted all my time going to college. Like now I'm feeling like, what was I really doing? Like I ain't really thought this out, but let me go back to school because that's what I know how to do.
Yeah.
Like I know how to go back I know how to do school. I need some more time to figure this all out. So I enrolled in grad school.
Come on.
Just randomly. It wasn't intentional. But I do feel like it was a God thing because I did the urban education program. I never thought I would be a teacher or working in anything like that. What I wanted to do was work with juvenile delinquents. That's why I did corrections, because I was like, if I can go, maybe I can be a change in the system. Like maybe my brothers, if they had the right guidance, they wouldn't have, got out there like that. Maybe they would have had a second chance. Maybe I can help somebody with this, or even go into the prison and make a change, because I don't like how they do things in prison. Prison is a whole different world.
Right.
And they do treat human beings like they are animals. And I understand that people have made bad decisions and choices, but they're still human.
Come on.
And they still deserve to be treated that way. And in the prison system, it's not always like that.
Yeah.
And just from my mom's experience alone, it's like, humans don't deserve this. It's the Department of Corrections. But really, what the inmates are experiencing is the Department of Corruption, because there are so many negative things going on in there. And it's set up for recidivism. They want to help you get out and come right back. And that is the goal of these prisons. They are profiting. They're making so much money. They need you to be there.
Yeah.
And so I thought I could change people in that way, but it just wasn't my path. So I did the urban education program. Girl, I did my 2 years, and we had our final exam, and I failed.
Yeah.
I failed. I failed. I failed. They called to let me know you did not pass the exam. And I'm like, what? Like, I broke down but they were like, you did get a good enough score to come present your portfolio to the board. Now, girl, we had this 2 years of all these things we had to put in this portfolio. And so I'm nervous, and I'm going in here because I'm like, oh, graduation is next month. Like, I just found out I didn't pass my test. But I go to the board, I present. All my professors who I've had this whole time in grad school were there. And so I present, and I'm nervous. It's me and 2 other ladies who did this, and they called one lady in by herself and gave her news, and then they called me and another lady in together. And so they were like, well, we're sorry, but you will be back next year, but only to thank them because you're graduating. And girl, I just remember like, God,
thank you.
God, like you did it again. You did it again. You did it again. You did it again. Cause it was just so hard, girl. I didn't know. And I knew then, I was like, yeah, I'm done with school after this. This was so much. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And so at that time, girl, I finished with grad school, but I had no intention of using that degree. That was just time to buy me to figure it out. So by this time, I'm working for Langston. So I have a job, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna move to Oklahoma City and just commute. So for, I want to say 2 or 3 years, I commuted back and forth to Langston, working for Langston. And that was draining because it just felt like I'm not doing anything. And I don't have any direction in where we're going with this. So it's not for me. So then I decided I'm gonna go to beauty school. Just randomly, girl. I done got these 3 degrees, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to beauty school because I can do hair. I can go to beauty school. But no.
That wasn't it either?
Yeah. So girl, I was there 3 months.
Okay.
And I wasn't making no money. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. But I met some really cool, it was a great experience. I'm thankful for that part of my journey as well, because I met some cool people. I learned some great techniques that I use on myself or, you know, give people advice about. But yeah, I then started working for an insurance company as a temp. But they liked me so much, they hired me on. So this is my first real job.
Yeah.
I worked in Langston, but this is a different kind of job, like salary.
Like I make money.
So yes, so I was making money, and I didn't know like I was making. I'm thinking, okay, that's what people are supposed to make. And so I just remember my first bonus, and girl, I never seen that much money in my life. They gave me for my first, and then these bonuses, but I'm also not a person who's motivated by money.
Yeah.
And so for me, that job was not it. It wasn't like, I want to do this for the rest of my life and just retire here. Like, I had learned about being fully vested with the company. All these things I've learned from this experience, but I still don't want it.
I don't want this.
I don't want it. I'm so unhappy here. And girl, I literally prayed that job away. I ain't gonna lie. I prayed it away. I was like, God, please. You know, I can figure it out if I can do something else. And I lost my job. They called me in and explained to me about Oklahoma being an at-will state, reorganization, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I was fired, 5 months pregnant.
Woo.
Like, yeah, I don't know
what we about to do.
Girl. And so luckily at that time I had got unemployment, but I had got my bonus. So that bonus got me by for a while. And then I had my baby. And so before I had my baby, I had met with one of my line sisters. My best friend, my line sister, kind of told me, you know, maybe you should consider teaching. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Like, I didn't take them classes. I didn't go through that department at Langston. And it was like, well, you know, I think you would be good for that. And you can, girl, and I had my baby. I started putting in applications for all the Black schools in the city that I knew of. Douglas, John Marshall, Centennial.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but then Capitol Hill pulled my application. And I'm like, Capitol Hill?
How's
I
this
didn't apply at that school. What is this?
Yeah.
And so girl, they called me. It was like, well, we'd like to do an interview with you. And I go in for the interview. I'm 2 weeks after having a baby. Like, because I know I got to get back to work. Like, I got to get a job. And so I went for the interview, went very well. I was nervous because I'm like, I don't know what they're going to ask me in here. Like, I ain't never worked with no kids or nothing like that. And so it was really just about my experience with life and things of that nature and how I felt. And the interview went so well. They called me that afternoon and offered me 2 different jobs. I'm like, okay, wait.
Are you sure?
Right. Like, is that really how? And so, yeah. That's how I got into education. I started there, and that was the beginning of an amazing journey.
Okay. Listen, you segue right into that really well. Tell me, how has getting into education changed your life?
I will say it's changed it for the better in a lot of different ways. So when I became an educator, at the same time I became a mom.
Yeah.
But I'm becoming a mom to my baby, but then all these other babies became my babies too. And I'm like, these are my kids. These people feel like my family.
Yeah.
I see y'all every day. I'm spending most of my time with y'all.
you, more time with you than
with my own family and kid at home. Like, yes, but it was such a beautiful experience, and it changed me. Like, I remember they hadn't approved my paperwork. So they had forgot to do something, and I was emergency certified at the time. I wasn't, I didn't have my credentials. And so they had forgot to put me on a board meeting. And so I wasn't really getting paid. And so I think they thought I was going to quit, but I had already loved the job so much. They did this twice. And I was like, okay,
y'all,
Lord,
now look, come on.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
And with me starting at Capitol Hill, girl, I was like, I don't know what this is gonna be like.
Yeah.
This the South Side. I ain't never really been over here.
Southside.
But it has been such a beautiful experience. Like, girl, when I tell you them kids, it's like my family. I have kids who have graduated, who are those are my family members. They still call me when they need me, even if it's just a talk or they need help with something, anything. Them kids know I don't change my number, nothing.
Yeah.
And see, that's how I know I changed my life, because before them kids, girl, I would change that number like it was nothing. Don't let a family member make me mad. I'll change my number. I'll change my number so much. Anybody who is my friend for real will tell you, I would change my number like it was nothing. But when I became an educator, I knew that at times my students may need, and I have had to be reached out to for different things. And I'm thankful. Like, one time I had a kid text me, we was working on her FAFSA. And 2 years later, she texted me like, hey, miss, I was just wondering, do you still have that copy of my Social Security card in our text message thread? And I did. I did.
Oh, wow.
I was like, she said, can you send that to me? I really need that. And just stuff like that, you know, things like that. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this. We talked before this. And you said, I'm being that thing that I needed. What exactly was the thing for you?
I needed a positive, safe adult who could lead by example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had great mothers. That's awesome. You have your mom, but sometimes you just want a different mentor.
Yeah.
But for me, that started with Anika.
Yes.
She just introduced me to so many different things, to college, to sorority, to being a lady. Like, she didn't play with us. Like, she would just give me taste in music, things I never liked. She turned on Sade, and I never liked Sade, but I'm like, okay, she teaching me what this is, and I'm like, okay, maybe I
like it. Yeah.
Or scented candles, things I never thought of, smelling good. She was a plus size girl who always dressed nice, looked good. I didn't have that example. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of that growing up. So seeing someone like that really
looks like you, makes a difference. That representation.
I'm like, okay, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have it together like that.
Yeah.
Like, and having a positive person in your life who sets that example. Now, me, I live like, I don't want to be put on a pedestal to be, you know, I'm not perfect. But I just want to be able to help you and guide you through. I want to be a part of this part of your journey.
Yes.
I know that you just got to keep going. But if I could just be a part of it and help you, because I know how hard it is. I remember just being insecure and unsure of myself and thinking I need that validation from boys or something else.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I found that in me and felt secure and safe within myself, you know. And I want young girls to feel that way too. Young people all together. Like, I work with so many kids who have so many different experiences and things that they've gone through. And it's like, I just want to help them to know that you don't have to be, what you've gone through is not who you are.
Right.
You know, you can change that. It doesn't have that, those generational curses that you've gone through in your family, you can definitely change that dynamic and do something different. It doesn't have, even though you can't see that light at the end of the tunnel, it's there.
It's there.
It's there. It's there.
It's
and
there.
I just want to help them see that light is there and just guide them to that light, because the darkness can suck you in.
It can.
And you can get stuck in that space and just be like, I'm just going to stay here because this is what I'm used to.
Because it can consume you.
Yes. It can.
Man, and you're so right. I think it's important when we talk about representation. I think it's so important for young people to see people that look like them.
Yes.
And to see them doing it well. And what I mean by well is just positive people impacting and influencing people in just a positive way. Somebody that makes you want to be the best version of yourself.
Yes. But I'm open with these kids. They know my story. They know what I've been through. I don't hold back with them.
Don't sugarcoat
because
nothing.
I want them to know you too can overcome everything that I'm not sitting here telling you something like I haven't traveled that same path. I've been through the same thing that you've been through. And this too shall pass. Something else will come along. And I tell them, I can't promise you that it'll get better, but I can promise you you'll get stronger. And you'll learn how to go through that and that journey. It's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard. And sometimes it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
But you do. You learn how to fight harder. You get stronger. There are so many things you pick up and learn through the journey.
Yeah. It's important for people also to know, like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
Right? I think, and I'm just going to be honest, I think a lot of people would have looked at me and thought, oh, well, she got both parents in the house. She good. But inside, what I was dealing with from everything that I had been through, you wouldn't have known. Girl. And so I think it's important. Like, people can go to your page right now and be like, oh, she fly. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, that happens. The misconception is crazy. Like, just being out my husband, I would hear people, yeah, you got a high maintenance woman. It's like, my husband like, oh yeah, okay. But like, people who know me know I'm not, baby, I shop on any clearance rack. I'm very frugal.
Thrifting.
I don't play. Like, my sister used to talk about me in school because she'd be like, I'm buying these $1,000, $100 shoes, $1,000 items, and your whole closet worth one pair of my shoes. I was like, it is.
And it is. And I still walk down her fly.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that. And it's like, but you're right. People assume so many things about you. People think, oh, you've never been through anything. Oh, you just got it together. Yeah. It's like, nah, I'm very resilient. I've already had to go. I've had to fight my battles and still fighting. I am a warrior.
Come on.
I'm not a soldier. I was not trained for this. I got out there and did what I had to do to make it.
Yeah. I love you. Okay.
Love you more.
Okay. How do you see yourself in the youth you mentor, and what do you hope they see in you?
Every kid I come across, I see something about me that is in them, or someone I know and love in them. It just feels like they are my family. The same way you don't get to pick your family. I don't get to pick my students. I don't get to pick who comes into my classroom. But I do feel like when I get them, this is who I'm supposed to have.
Come on.
This is the child that I'm supposed to work with. In the beginning, girl, I'm thinking I need to do this. I need to save all these kids. It was hard. Being an educator who seriously loves what you do, it's hard, girl. I have been all over this city. I had one kid, girl, she stopped coming to school, and her mama told me what she thinks she grown, so she doing whatever she wants to. Girl, I'm in the projects, knocking on doors, FaceTiming her friends. Is this the house she at? Is this the house she at? She's like, Miss, you really? And when I take what I do very serious, and it's like, I see something in these kids. I do. I know that y'all are really our future, and you need somebody to water you too. Y'all, these are seeds.
Yes.
These babies are seeds.
Speak on it.
And I'm just here to water them too, so that they grow. But they have to understand, baby, you're planted, you're not buried. It's okay. You're gonna come out of this. But it has been a journey with what these kids go through. It's like times are different. But I love this generation because I love that they know who they are. They know how they feel. They can acknowledge that, you know what? I'm not mentally well. And I didn't feel that way at that age. And I'm like, I love that y'all are so in tune with that.
And will express it freely.
Yes.
I listen to my daughters and I'm like, there was no way that I would even say that. But the fact that you do, thank you. Like, the fact that you feel comfortable enough. Like, I'm floored every time they speak, just because of what I hear and how they're freely expressing themselves. Girl. And so like you said, there's so much that this next generation, I feel, has to offer. And there's so much greatness inside of each and every one of them. It's just a matter of them really, truly understanding whose they are. So
they need us to water them.
They do. They do.
And that in turn, they learn from me, but I learn so much from them. Yeah. You know, I'm not a person who can't be corrected. Like, I don't always get it right. I believe when them kids come into my classroom, it's a mutual respect. I don't expect you to just come in here and you're going to do what I tell you to do. No, I respect you too, because you are human and you somebody's baby at the end of the day.
Right.
And if I've done something wrong, or there have been times where I've messed up, but I make it safe for you to say, no, miss, that's not what, or you were wrong. Or this is what, I'm a teachable person. You can correct me. I'm open to that. I'm not going to check you or say, oh, you don't talk to adults like that. No, baby, you was right.
Right.
And this is a space where you can correct me.
Yeah.
And that's okay, girl. But yeah, I just want to make them better people when they leave from, I just want to put positivity out in the world to make them better people along their journey.
Yeah. I love that. What lessons from your own journey do you try to pour into every child every single day?
Resilience. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. I know them grades is dropping. I know your mama lost her job. I know the lights is off. I know the washing machine don't work. I know you were sexually abused. I know all of these things happen to you, but you have to keep going.
Keep going.
We don't stop here.
Yeah.
This is not your destination.
Come on.
Please don't make it.
Come on. Listen. And clock it. Is that what y'all do? Clock it?
Clock it.
Clock it.
Yes.
Okay. Listen. Mic drop. Okay. Going to the next question. When you think about your life years from now, what do you hope your babies will say about the role you played in their lives?
I know that I'm the kind of teacher that I know they will not remember the lessons that I covered, the assignments that I gave them, but they will remember how I treated them.
Yes.
You know, my teacher growing up, Miss Catherine Berry, that was my middle school teacher who really changed my life. Mm-hmm. She allowed me to be myself. I didn't have to come in that classroom and sit up straight, be quiet for 45 minutes.
Right.
No, I could be free. I could be my bad, crazy self. And she was like, she let me be me and really poured into me and would bring that out of me, like, it's okay, and help me put that in the right direction. You know, you can be you. Let's do it like this. Let's express ourselves in this way. She got me into theater, but it wasn't just that. It was just the safe space. When I got to her classroom, it was like, oh, my break today, my peace today. This is my peaceful place.
Yeah.
And girl, my kids come to my room. That's how it is for them. I got the lights dim like this. I got music playing because that's a vibe. It smells good. I got snacks or things that they need because I get it. Yes, you're gonna come in here and do some work, but you're gonna come in here and have a peaceful moment too. I'm not finna be yelling at y'all. Y'all not finna be yelling at me. We're not finna do that. Like, this is not it. That's not how I conduct myself. I love being here. Mm-hmm. And y'all not gonna ruin that for me. And I'm not gonna ruin it for you either. I want you to be here. And having kids who wanna be there with me, who come to my class, who show up for me, I'm showing up for you too.
Yeah.
I'm showing up for you too. I don't care what it is. Like, my kids will tell you my classroom is their space. They safe space. It's crazy at times. It's chaotic. But for a lot of kids, it's their safe space. It's a space where they feel themselves. Yeah. They don't have to turn it on or off. They can be kids. Yeah. Because a lot of times we want these kids to be adults, but we don't want them to act grown. We want you to be adults. We want you to act like you got it together, sit down, be quiet.
Stay out of grown folks' business,
but you're not grown. And it's like, no, baby, this is a place where kids can be kids.
Yeah.
And you can safely be a kid in here.
Listen, I think this is just my opinion. Okay. People can take whatever they want. I'm not a fan of our school structure and how, you know, we in the class and we got to sit. I've never been a fan of that. I feel like it should be something totally different. Yeah. The environment that you set and how you pour into your kids and the time that you have, I think it's powerful, and it's honestly changing their lives. I'm speaking that like it is going to change the trajectory of their life. And so what are your thoughts on just how school systems are right now? You come to class, 45 minutes, 50, whatever it is now, you do this, you know, and not allowing kids to have that freedom to just be and do. And when I say that, I'm not just saying letting kids just come in there and act up, right, and do whatever they want. Right. But I think there's a lot of different type of learners. You got visual, you got audio, you got, you know, hands-on kinetic, whatever it was. And look, I'm trying to remember all the things. And so allowing kids to work and operate in that, like, I think is so important. What are your thoughts about just the school structure and how things are ran?
It's so political at times. And I honestly try to keep myself out of that space because I'm not that kind of educator. Like, especially with Oklahoma right now and all of these things.
Lord.
It's like, it's not the best space to be in right now. But I don't go off of that. Yeah. Again, I'm in my own little world with it. Yeah. I'm where I'm at. I have a great leader, Mr. Kevin Jones.
Talk about it.
That is somebody who I've never worked for. I've never had a supervisor in my life like that. Somebody who I felt like, yeah, you leading by example. Right. You leading, but you walking with us too. Like, he's humble. Yeah. I've never met somebody who speaks and treats everybody in the building with the same respect. Leader. Yes, he is phenomenal. If you've never met him, you have to because it's like, you gotta meet Mr. Jones.
Listen, Mr. Jones, do you want to?
Mr. Jones.
Hey, listen.
He got a story too. He does, and I have to say on them kids about that because Mr. Jones, if you remember, Lean on Me, that's Mr. Clark. He don't play with them kids. Okay, baby. That was my movie. He don't play. Okay. He don't, but it's the best thing, like, in the bed. I love that.
It's what's needed in this time.
It is, but it's in a loving way that shows them I'm showing up every day here for you too. Mr. Jones go out of his way, girl. He will go out of his pocket, his way, whatever. He loves them kids. He loves what he does. And I hate for him that he doesn't always get the recognition he deserves, especially in our system, because it's like, in my opinion, I don't know all the principals, but he's one of the hardest working principals in OKCPS. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to stand on it.
And period. Clock it.
I understand.
And she said that. Okay. So we're going into the last question.
Okay.
If your life were a book, what would this current chapter be called? Oh, come on.
I'm torn between two things.
Okay, speak on them.
It would either be becoming or it would be clarity. Because I feel like I can see things so much clearer now from this point of view. Before I got here, it has not always been this way. I have not always been this clear-minded, this open, this teachable, this willing to change and become what I'm supposed to be. And so becoming, because I feel like I'm stepping into the space that I'm supposed to be in at this time of my life, piece by piece, things that are aligning. It's just like, yes, I am becoming what God is set out for me to become and do. And I feel like that is the space that I am in right now.
Come on.
So becoming or clarity, it will be between those two.
Come on. I like both. I do like both.
No,
so
I'm torn.
Listen, it'll come to you. It'll be like, this is the one. Okay. Is there anything that you want to share? Or again, this is your platform. This is your opportunity. Something that we did not talk about that you want to share with the real world.
Yes. To my ladies.
Come on.
I really want you to stop being so hard on yourself. I think as women, we are our biggest judges, critics. We go so hard on ourselves, and then we assume that people feel those same way. That's not what's happening. I think this is a time in our lives where we need to really focus on self-love and pouring into ourselves, because so many times we're pouring into others from empty cups. No one's pouring into us, especially those of you who are strong, who are the backbones for the people who you know and love. Start pouring into yourself with that same love and energy, and take time to really heal and forgive and get in a space where you're so accepting of yourself. Don't worry about the flaws. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about where you expect to be. Know that it's all coming. It's going to all work out. I'm heavy on that. I like that Lil Wayne song, Let It All Work Out, because I feel that. I'm like, yes, it's going to all work out. Yes. It's going to all come together.
Yes.
So yes.
Thank you for sharing that. I think so many times as women, let's just talk about that, like we can be so hard on ourselves and we can project that energy
to each other.
And so for me, it's so important. Like I'm always like in la la land. Like I love everybody. I love myself. Why can't you love yourself? You know, I don't have a hating bone in my body. And so to see women, you know, hate themselves and don't extend the same grace and love for themselves that they do others, it hurts me, right? Yeah. And so I'm glad you brought that up. I'm also always the strong one, right? And so a lot of times that same thing is not given back to me. Right. I want to ask you, has that been the case for you, and how have you handled that?
Yes. I'm so used to being there for the strong one for everyone. It's so hard for me to open up. I'm thankful for the people in my life who I say I can get naked with. Yeah. I can be myself. I don't have to put the filter on the story or give you this version of it. No, I can come in here and lay it all out. Right. And I have my own little village for that. And I'm thankful for that. It's not easy though. It's I'm a work in progress. I'm not done. I'm speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to myself, because there are times where I'm just carrying all these things around and somebody can ask me how I'm doing and I done broke down crying. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. That's how I'm doing. Yeah. I couldn't even hold it.
I can't even get it out. Yeah.
But if we would start lifting each other up and stop looking at each other as competition and start looking at each other as a way to help you out of any circumstance that you're in, we would be so much better.
Yeah.
But a lot of time it's competitive, or like you said, it's the things we're battling within ourselves that we project onto others. And if we really just opened up and was honest with each other about what we're going through and the things that we're experiencing, you find out that there are a lot of women going through those same things, and you can help each other because, you know, when 2 or 3 are gathered,
come on,
you know, that'll turn something around.
Come on. And this is the other thing I want to share because, you know, you just shared the scripture, right? This is why I don't hate on the next person. Because the Bible talks about the body of Christ. We all have a role. There's something that we're supposed to do, right? And so if we are fully, I don't want to be like Jay, right? I admire what you do. I think you're great at it. I couldn't do what you do. I couldn't go pour into these kids the way that you do. I couldn't take the type of pictures that you take. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just be real. God has given you certain gifts and talents and skills that I necessarily don't have. And I may have them, but it's not necessarily meant for me to fully operate in that, right? And so I think it's so important that we understand that we all have a role and there's something for each and every one of us to do in order for the body of Christ to fully operate that the way it's supposed to. Right?
And you know, I know that everyone is not a believer.
Right.
And my thing is, I will never tell you what God can do for you, but I can tell you what he did for me.
That part.
And if he did it for me, even if a non-believer, anybody,
I know he can do it for
God
you.
will take care of his people. I really do. And you know, my favorite scripture, Hebrews 13:2, remember to entertain strangers, for by some have entertained angels. You know, you never know who you're talking to. You never know you never know. Treat everybody with love and respect. And you never know how that will come back to you at a later time. I just believe in that. You treat everybody right. Even if I don't like you, I still want to be cordial to you. You know, if you're not, and everybody is not going to like everybody. Everybody don't like me. I'm not for everybody.
I'm not.
And that's okay.
I say it all the time. I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
That's okay. And that's it. You know, I'm the special reserve. So everybody can't have it, and that's okay.
Period.
You know, people have their opinions and think, oh, you this, you that, and she thinks she this. I think that I'm everything I'm supposed to be. I think that I'm everything that I am. And I am who I'm supposed to be and what I'm doing. I'm right. I know how I feel and I can stand in that, but I think you are too. I think that what you're doing is changing the world. I can't have this. I can't be selling houses and, you know, talking to people all the time. All of these things that you're doing, everything that we do is impactful, but we need each other to make it work. That's how the world goes around. But if we can work together instead of against each other, we'd be in a better space.
Clock it.
That's it.
That's it. Anything else you want to share? How people can reach you? Whatever you want to share.
Yes. You can follow my socials. My Instagram is Jackie Ocean. I do a lot of my fashion looks there.
Which is bomb.
A Better Day with Jay is my photography. Please follow me there. I work at Douglas. Anytime I'm the sponsor for Girlfriends. I know Simone was here and she talked about Girlfriends. If you would like to sponsor anything we have coming up, there are a lot of things I have planned for this year. One thing about me, I'm going to get on Facebook and I'm going to beg for them kids. I'm not too good to beg for them. Anything they need. If you see me out there asking for things, it's for my babies because they need it. I'm thankful to everybody who has helped. I had a baby who needed baby stuff. There were people who donated. I'm thankful for that. I've had people who've donated for bills, college bills, house bills, to anybody who's ever donated. I'm so thankful. And no, that always goes to those kids. I give you their direct information to help them. because they need that help. And anytime you see me asking for something, it's for my babies. If you can support, please do. Come and support the events we're having. We have a lot of good events at Douglas, and I put them out there, but those students are doing phenomenal things.
They are.
Please come and support that. In the fall, we're going to probably have the hair show again. We had a hair show last year. It was phenomenal. I've already talked with Miss Mac. I've got the theme for this year, so I'm really looking forward to that. And that's it. You can reach me at my socials. I'm J Margine on Facebook. Anything. If you want to talk, you want to ask what I'm doing, you want to support, reach out.
Come on.
Anything.
Come on.
All blessings are welcome.
And I'll be collaborating with you on this.
Please.
So they'll be able to reach you as well.
Yes. It's needed, girl. I have so many different projects at the school that people may not know about. I do like donors choose to get snacks for the kids. I keep food in my room because kids need food.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are kids who go home on the weekend. Like, yes, you get free lunch, breakfast and lunch at school, but some kids need to make it through the weekend. Yeah. So there are times where I kind of pack kids up with things for the weekend if I have it. I keep clothes in there. If you guys have some things you may need to help with, we have girl stuff. I keep pads. I keep hygiene. I keep toothbrushes. I keep deodorant. Those are things always needed. Kids know they can come to my room for that. If you ever want to donate those things. At Thanksgiving, I do a big Thanksgiving for my kids. The past year, Stephanie Coleman has sponsored. John Lindsay, thank you.
Shout out to Stephanie.
Hanks, they sponsored last year. I'm so thankful for everybody who has come together. I still do these things. If you want to help, please do. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and I love sharing that with my kids. It's a beautiful experience to have with them. And everybody's family dynamic is a little different. So when you have your family at school, we have a good time. But anytime you want to donate anything to us, it is welcome. Please, please, please.
Y'all heard her. Donate.
We need it.
Okay. Well, we're here at the end.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate. Listen, they were like, "Hey, you need to get Jay on the podcast." I'm like, "Okay, people. Okay, I'm gonna do it."
I'm honored. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, I just appreciate you, and I thank you so much.
Thank
you for sharing your story and just being real about it. A lot of people, kind of sugarcoat things, but you got on here and you were completely real. So thank you, and I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, my love.
You,
I love you more.
Listen, she's living proof of my favorite scripture, Romans 8:28. And that is, all things work for the good of those that love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. And so don't make no excuses. What the enemy meant for bad, it could be used for good. Until the next time, see you on The Real Room.